We are.
This is the final segment this week of Makeup with Stephanie.
Wow, you make it sound so sad. Anyway, so we always like to let Roy dig in the black purse of death.
Went for the medium one.
Did this one last time. No, I don't like that one. It's a great product, though. It's amazing.
Okay.
All right, we're doing this. Oh, this one's fun. This one's trickery. It goes on clear, but then over time it turns red. It's really cool.
Wow.
But
so we'll get to see that during the show. We'll see it turn
so
red.
tune in on Facebook. Oh, it's melty. But yeah, it'll start turning red. It's like they have one at Ulta where it's like a dark green. They call it like the toad color or something, and then it turns like a bright pink. It's really cool. It's fun. And then if you want to be a jerk and you have like a friend that's like a guy that you're like chilling or riding with, and you're like, hey, you need some chapstick? Sure. They're not even going to know. And then it's going to turn red. They're going to be like, what the hell did you give me? Speaking of makeup really quick, I want to give a shout out to my niece, Emily. I sent 2 pictures to my producer, if he'll flash them up, of her leg. So she comes out. We're freaking out about her leg. That is makeup. She did that to make it look like a bruise.
Oh, she was freaking you.
She was tricking us.
She was freaking the moms out. Huh?
Yeah, which was, I mean, but shout out to you, girlfriend. That was like, that looks legit. Huh?
That was a good practical joke.
Then she put fake blood on my kids to make it look like they were bleeding. That I didn't appreciate. But this looks great because it's her. So shout out to you, Emily. You did great on your makeup. I'm going to pick it up right now. And that is the final segment of the week of Makeup with Stephanie.
Yes.
Right? Are we ready? Oh, dang it. I almost timed it right. Good job, Emily. I'm proud of you. I love you. Where's the music, man? What are you doing to me?
No, it's on.
There we go.
There you go. I was thinking I didn't turn that on either. There's that funky slide guitar music here every Monday through Friday, coming in at 5 o'clock on Newswire Live and YouTube. Those of you who watch on Facebook Live, you are missing probably the best segment that we do on, and it's only exclusively on YouTube. It's called Makeup with Stephanie. We do that between when we're firing up on YouTube and Newswire.
It's a delight.
Yes.
I don't know why he keeps giving me this job to do it, but it's fun. And again, shout out to my niece. Go on there and check it out.
Yeah.
See what she did. She's very clever.
Yes, it was. That was
little bugger.
Yes, scaring the moms on that. On a Fast Friday! That we're doing this so that week number 9,432,000 of the erroneous lockdown.
What month are we in?
Yeah, well, it doesn't really matter because what the hell can you do?
True. I wanted some type of hope that you just squashed to death. Whatever.
I'm not squashing it to death. We are out there working, trying
But you know what? Some places are starting to open up a little bit, though.
Some
trails are open, so you can go take a hike somewhere. And
some businesses are defying the stupid, ridiculous, unreasonable lockdown orders. Have the Pancake House one up, the email on that, put it up on the screen.
Anthony, you're welcome. He said, thanks for the gift card I got in the mail today. Yay! Which reminds me, Brett and Johnny, you guys had one last Friday. One of you won a pizza and another one had won a gift card. Please reach out to us on IE Newswire in the message, or me personally, Stephanie Bokikio-Meyer, or Roy. Never mind, don't reach out to Roy. So you can get your gift card. You have 2 more days remaining, or I have to give them away to somebody else, and I really hate to do that. So
there
Brett
you go.
and Johnny, write in. Give me your info so I can send you some stuff.
So, one business has opened up that was on which is about 98.7% of them, it seems, on the non-essential businesses list, or you can't do this and you can't do that, and on and on and on. The original Pancake House in Norco, which is on, I think, Hamner and 2nd Avenue in the shopping center, and they're a real big place. I mean, very popular. It's usually packed. I think they go from like 6 or 6:30 in the morning till a little afternoon. I think 1 o'clock or something. But they're very famous for their pancake house. Yesterday, they put out this email. They said, we're opening up our in-house dining. The hell with this stupid stuff. They are taking measures, this and that, and the social distancing and on and on and on. But basically, as you're reading the email, they said, we're opening up. We're opening up our in-house dining. We got to survive.
There you go.
Yes.
And I mean, I see, why not? Why, I mean.
Yes, what is the big problem with that, of anything, whichever way? If a bar, restaurant, or whatever wants to open and full on, you want to go in, it's your choice to walk in there or not.
Right.
It's not, nobody is forcing you to go to these businesses.
And that's where I think we should go with our state and like all the cities too. If you want to go and take that risk upon yourself, then do it. If not, then stay home and protect your loved ones. Tell people you know I'm still practicing the social oh my gosh, I can't talk. Social distancing. There we go. And let it be that. Open up Disneyland. I really want to go. Or Universal Studios.
Well, isn't it Knott's that's putting a plan together to open up?
Are they?
I think so. They just canceled the L.A. Fair yesterday, along with the Orange County Fair's done. L.A. County Fair's out on this. And it's ridiculous. I couldn't agree with you more. It's your choice to walk in there. If you want to accept the risk of doing that, and, if you don't want to care about social distancing or none of this stuff, anything else, fine. If you want to wear a mask outside, fine. Don't tell me what to do.
Right.
Go ahead.
Mark writes in, hi, Theo, thanks for joining. Big rave for John, the owner of the Red Barn. I'm not sure what's going on with the Red Barn. If you can write in and tell us a little bit more. Or call in, because we're going to open our phone lines today.
Yeah, call in on 951-242-5397. Let us know if you know of any businesses that are open up or even if you have a differing opinion
or
on
if you want to give a shout out to someone whose birthday might be, anniversary, anything.
Because
we need to talk about something a little different or bring some positive into the show and get Roy to stop talking. That'd be great. Don't tell him I said that, though. Just kidding. The phone number's in the comments.
Yeah, because we had about an hour and a half ago, they had the Riverside, about 2 hours ago, they had the Riverside County Health officials press conference on there. So cue up the video and that, give me a thumbs up when you got the county video one and do that and have the charts ready. So I just want to go through it. And I did finally after 3 shots of this, I finally did get to ask a question from that. So this is Manuel Perez after we went through the 2. Remember last week we had the Tuesday and Friday meeting, which was about rescinding the 4 health orders of Dr. Cameron Kaiser. And then last Tuesday meeting, they submitted the plan to reopen that, and then they had a little bit of a presentation with that. Play the first part of his video, about 20 or 30 seconds of it when you got it ready, Jesse, on the deal. This is Manny Perez, chairman of the board of Riverside County Supervisors at the Riverside University Health Clinic press conference today, as we're vamping a little bit while we're here we go.
The state of California, our governor, our local collaborative partners, to ensure that ultimately we're able to suppress the pandemic. And so I want to say that out loud because this is not mutually exclusive in a sense of separating the pandemic and economic recovery. We need to have a parallel path. We need to make sure that no longer, or that we do everything possible to ensure that we no longer have the high death rates, but at the same time that we have to fight poverty. And that's also very real.
Stop right there. So let's go to chart. Let's go to chart number 1. Cue chart number up when you get. Remember, he said we have this pandemic of that. This is a positivity rate, and notice they finally did move the chick with the that was doing the hand signs on there. but you can't see it. Our positivity rate, as you see, and we're getting in that 40 or 70-day cycle. We peaked at about 30 to 40 days, like the Israeli professor said. It's going down on that. Our positivity rate of the people that they've tested for COVID-19 is clearly going down. You would see it more if they would get their act together on the charts. So give me chart number 2. I don't know where the poverty rate is. This is the death rate. So you see the raw numbers as the purple line, but you see the kind of orangey yellow line. That's the 7-day moving average. So that they don't report deaths on the minute as they come in. So you kind of average it out, so that kind of takes the spikes out of it. See how we peaked again? We're on the downhill side of that on the 7-day moving average on death rate in Riverside County, which we're up to like 242. But you can clearly see the curve is almost exactly matching the positivity.
242 a day?
No.
A week?
No.
No. Just the average?
It's going to take 24 days for the death rate to double in Riverside County. We're at 242 now. And that's been steadily declining. I think at its peak, it was like 7 days.
Oh, okay.
In New York, it was like 2 days at their peak where they've really had a problem with this. But that's showing you that it's declining. And deaths are a lagging indicator. So it's because people that ultimately, usually if you're on a ventilator, you got a 60, 70, 80% chance of dying, but they might be on there a week or two. Some people are on there like 3 weeks on a ventilator. Right. So people who are ultimately going to pass away from COVID-19, the death rate is going to be a lagging indicator. So that's why you see the positivity rate was really dropping, but even this is the 7-day average, it's slowing down. But it's giving that indication. Give me chart number 3 of that. So that this is his stage reopening plan. So I want to explain, give me the camera shot and we'll come back to this on that. I want to explain a couple things off the first 2 charts and with Manny Perez's comments on there. He said, we got to do everything to stop this pandemic that's going through. We do not have a, quote, that's a scary word, but we do not have a overall 242 deaths of a county of 2.5 million while we are, we grieve for those and those families that lost 242 people amongst this coronavirus. This is not a A1 emergency, Spanish flu, we're all going to die. 4,000 people were going to die as March as the doctor testified. Just in Coachella Valley, which is less than 10% of Riverside County, about 200,000. These dire predictions and all this stuff you never had came about. So where is the excuse for this lockdown or your plan? So we got kind of a little more of an update on the plan. So bring back up chart number 3 that I had up there on that. So there's stage 2, the current stage we're in with the state and everything. It says healthcare, curbside, retail, yada, yada, yada. This is their submission of the plan is, we might do a little more retail, dine-in restaurants, possibly religious services with special considerations as personal grooming and hospitality and wineries, and maybe with some sort of conditions and blah, 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 blah. And then maybe we might get to stage 3 of movie theaters, gyms, libraries, and stage 4, large conventions and sporting events and concerts and everything else. I don't know what they didn't understand about the 10 hours plus of testimony the week before and what most or the majority have been saying. There is no reason or no data, statistical reason, or anything that I can see that you are coming up with that justifies any of this. And continuing to lock us down or ask Mother May I, or maybe we can do this, or da-da-da-da-da. I think you said it perfectly well, Stephanie, of that. Let the businesses and the consumers make the choice.
No. I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to be like them because that's what they're saying. Hell no. You ain't doing nothing.
No, it's a perfectly logical.
But I don't know. I'm feeling honestly a little bit hopeful that pretty soon they're going to be lifting everything. I mean, is it just me? It seems like they're kind of slowly kind of like letting things get back to normal. Not as quickly as I would agree with or I want it to, but it seems like we're kind of getting back into a normal society.
Yes.
Still finding toilet paper is a little bit of a mission, but hey, it's cool. I mean,
yeah, you can't get paper towels and price of things, and people are unemployed. We're really bleeding money at the county, $54 billion of deficits of the states, and we're nitpicking around the freaking edges of this.
You know what? Stephen wrote in, I want to find it really quick. He had a great question. I think it was, I can't find it right now, but it was basically what was the death rate in Riverside County before COVID? Like, I wonder have we ever looked that up to see what it was? Because I'm curious. Maybe it was more. You mean
the total death rate of people that die every day?
Yeah, just before the whole COVID thing. Like, let's go back to maybe last year.
Well, you could do it by dividing, and I think I did it. What is it? There's like 3,000 and some odd people that die every day, and that, so you could take it by the percentage of percentage of that versus whatever. I mean, that would be a statistic of that. And you probably break it down. There's probably I'm just kind of guessing, but I'd say just probably in Riverside County, you probably get anywhere from about 5 to 10 people die every day, just as a normal, whatever, accidents, old age, illnesses.
And Stephanie writes in, love the name, by the way. It's a terrible feeling to be held down for so long.
Exactly. I don't know what... We put out the video, and you know what? What's really been surprising to me is we put out the video. What did we make that Wednesday? We made the video to the appeal to the 3 boards of supervisors and the sheriffs. Not one response except till today. I wasn't able to dig it out, but I was able to ask a question of that, and none other than the chairman, and we'll probably play it in there. The chairman of the Board of Supervisors, Manuel Perez, said, because I asked a question of that, and are you going to opening things up, and da-da-da. So he said, well, you and others are confused on this. The last week's meeting was about rescinding the 4 orders of the health official, and Tuesday's meeting was about the plan to reopen Riverside County. So when I got to ask a follow-up question, I put the clarification in, and everybody can judge it for themselves because the public record is clear. I said, I think I really understood what was going on. I understood the first 2 because attending all 3 meetings and speaking at 2 of them where I was allowed to. I said I was fully aware of the orders that were being done and the plan that was doing, and I think my comments and the supervisors reflected that I had a understanding of what's going on. So if we want to get into a contest of this or who's doing right, I'm perfectly willing, able, and accepting of everybody judging it because the record is clear. The record is clear of what all the postings I have put out, what I've said on the show, what I've said on the public record, and put in the hours of videotapes and probably 20, 30, 40, 50 documents that I have sent personally to Manuel Perez and all the members of the Riverside County Board of Supervisors and their executive staff of doing this stuff. So we can debate it. Manny, there's open phone lines, 951-242-5397.
Stop taking my job.
It's my
job to say the number.
There's open microphones sitting here. You are more than welcome to come in and debate, enlighten me, correct me where I'm wrong, or present your case that you think I have a misunderstanding of what you were doing or this whole ordeal. I have no problem with it. Stand up to the scrutiny of looking you in the eye and doing it, and not hiding behind your Board of Supervisors desk or your press conference desks or anything else. I believe the video which has been posted publicly, the video we made on the show, the video that you, the Board of Supervisors and county sheriffs had, at least deserves a response, specifically of why you are taking the approach you are taking instead of taking the approach we recommended on Wednesday of kicking the freaking doors wide open. tell me about poverty. The poverty is.
Oh, here we go.
The poverty is
Someone
caused
call in and help me.
by Gavin
Make up
Newsom
some talking.
and Manny Perez from locking this county down over and above what the stupid governor does. It's got us all into this $13 million in unemployment benefits, 235,000 applications in one day in unemployment benefits on that, of all that. And the businesses and stuff, poverty, we got poverty all right, Manny Perez, and it's sitting directly from the actions you have taken at the Board of Supervisors and your appointees have taken on top of that. That's where the poverty is coming from, Mr. Perez. And you're more than welcome to call in, sit in these studios, and we'll debate it. We'll debate it. I will debate it till the cows come
Yeah,
home.
you will. Someone call in.
Of that.
Oh, no, he's joking.
Of that. Well, yes, because that's what you're doing to us. You're choking the lifeblood out of 2.5 million people in Riverside County.
Stephen wrote in we can go to casinos. Since when can we go to casinos?
Yes, I think casinos are all shut down. Even in Las Vegas, they're shut down.
Don't do that to me, dude.
Of that.
Don't do that to me.
No, I would like to see the casino. Any businesses that are open for business on that, in defiance of or into that. Because my question to Manny Perez was because he said. The governor.
What did he say to you to upset you?
Well, he said in his response, he said for the governor's plan, and when they pull out the charts, he said the governor's plans for reopening Riverside County and all the counties are not reasonable. So that was part of my question. So then you're saying, are you saying the definition of the governor's issues, orders, edicts, or what the hell ever are not reasonable? That means they are unreasonable. And do you have not only a moral ethical obligation, but do you not have a legal obligation to defend us against any unreasonable order that the governor, the president, or any other yahoo puts out? And if they're unreasonable orders, then let's look at every legal aspect, like as I believe when we had Mark Moisier on the show, and I think he's suing, 11 lawsuits, a part of them, if I'm not, and we'll have him on again to clarify it, that the governor has been made illegal or orders because they are not reasonable as far as the stay-at-home orders, lockdowns, you can't go on the beach and everything else. So if they're unreasonable orders, why isn't the county of Riverside filing in court for an emergency injunction, suing or whatever, that the governor's orders are unreasonable? There's no reasonable expectation of matching the criteria that he's set down for opening up our businesses. We are not following it because we believe it's unreasonable, and we're opening up Riverside County today, this second.
Right now.
Yes. And that was my question to him, and they didn't even answer that one. That one went,
Well, I mean, if they don't have an answer to it, I mean.
Well, it isn't like they have the information. You were part of the video. You've seen all the documentation.
Oh, I was part of that video, huh?
That went in, all the emails and the documentation, the testimony, and the marathon sessions for 2 days that you drug us through last week at the Board of Supervisors issue on this, and you're whining and crying, well, the governor won't let us do this and that. They're not reasonable. Well, if they're not reasonable, then tell them to go pound sand.
Stephanie writes in, again, love the name. What casino was going to open today in San Diego County? And then Stephen writes in, San Diego County is going to open a casino today. And Mark writes in that Nevada is waiting on a press conference, which is probably happening tonight. So,
well, maybe Vegas is good because
we might be doing a Vegas trip.
The mayor of Goodman. We ought to find the clips of that, or we ought to see if we can get Mayor Goodman on the show because she's been steadfast, and she said at the council or in Las Vegas, let's get this crap opened up. We knew Las Vegas needs to open. You're killing us all over here. Yeah, yada yada yada.
I can't imagine.
And yes, I mean this stuff has been going on for far too frickin' long on this stuff. Arizona's opening up today.
Anthony writes in, it was in Reading. What was?
What was in Reading?
I don't know. Anthony, tell us what was.
Tell us what wasn't ready.
Please. We need something to do.
No, and what, 3 weeks ago, and we were going to have a doctor on, but he had something come up and he wouldn't in the half hour, so hopefully we'll have him on next week, but he was on the same thing. And we praised Brian Kemp, governor of Georgia. The one that, and I will say this, Trump stood at the press conference and did it 2 days in a row and criticized and said, well, he said he strongly disagreed with what Brian Kemp said. What Brian Kemp was doing was opening up Georgia. He did it against the recommendation. Manny Perez, Brian Kemp didn't care if the president or whoever or all his health officials or the mayors around Atlanta were whining and crying and, we're going to panic and we're all going to die and blah, blah, blah. You said, to hell with this. I'm doing what's right. I'm opening things up. And they were tweeting and posting and Facebooking. Oh, everything's going to hell in a handbasket. Brian Kemp's going to kill us all. You know what's happened to most of those posts and tweets 3 weeks later?
They're gone.
And why?
Because they're hiding the truth.
Because
they're a bunch of liars that want to take all your damn money.
Yes.
Did I get it right?
Yes.
Damn, I'm getting
because in
smart.
3 weeks, not only that, Florida, Texas, and every other that has loosened these restrictions, their death rates, and the same thing was made when their cases, their death rates, their positivity rates, and everything have went down.
Anthony writes in, Wind River Casino in Reading is now open.
Awesome for Reading.
I think my dad grew up out there, around there. That's up north, right?
Reading's way up there north.
Yeah, it's like by Oregon, right?
Getting close.
Ish.
Yes, getting
border?
Close. Yeah, it's probably about, a couple hour and a half from the Oregon border. It's kind of probably one of your last big towns up there before you hit the Oregon border up there.
Well, go Reading. Reading and San Diego.
Yes.
I'm going to blow this joint. Ooh, I almost said, yeah.
Yes.
Anyways.
Well, it is. If we're going to have a bunch of no-balls up there that won't do anything, and that includes the sheriffs, you were talking tough, which is nice, but let's get down to the brass tacks.
What do you mean to the sheriffs?
Stop. Tell the governor, you're not coming into our county and shutting down our businesses for any stupid reasons or threatening them with your licenses or anything else. If you think you're going to do that, you're going to have to come through all 2.5 million of us, or 8 or 10 million if we all 4 counties band together: San Diego, Orange, Riverside, and San Bernardino. I mean, what else? Show me the evidence where this pandemic, or where we have a reasonable expectation where it justifies the actions that you have taken, which we can't change, but are justifying the actions you are still taking.
Mark writes in, they started horse racing with no spectators.
Where at?
Where at, Mark?
Tell me where it's at.
Speaking of...
We need to compile a list of everything that's opening up.
Yeah, that'll be great. City of Menifee, I saw today, they're making plans to start a fireworks show Saturday, June 27th, where you can watch from your car or at a local park. But I thought that was pretty cool of Menifee to start working on some...
Well, yeah, we need...
Santa Anita. Back to his thing.
Santa Anita did. Yes, they opened up racing with no spectators on that. Which is coming this Wednesday.
Kentucky Derby?
No.
Oh,
Darlington, South Carolina, the first super
Jeffrey wrote
speedway that NASCAR ran in 1950, won by. You know where the state from the guy that won the first NASCAR race in a super speedway at Darlington in 1950. You know what state he came from?
California.
You got it. Johnny Mantz, the great Johnny Mantz, won the first NASCAR race at Darlington.
That was a tough guess.
Of the one. Well, I give you that one because I knew you'd never get Johnny Mantz on that. He recently just passed away. And actually, Johnny Mantz was the guy who started the track you now know as Ventura Raceway. He started that about 25, 30 years ago as a speedway motorcycle track. Those are none other than our own Johnny Mantz that started that. And now the great Jim Naylor has taken it over and produced that. But, yeah, it was... I thought you were going to say, what a wealth of knowledge this guy is.
Wow, I'm so glad you told me. I was laying in bed, I want to know more about NASCAR, and I know exactly who to ask.
I bet you didn't know that it went all full circle around that, too.
1 minute. Hello, guys.
Well, yeah,
Hi, Sean.
Hi,
What's up,
Stephanie.
Sean?
Help me, make him stop talking.
Good luck with that.
I'm just kidding.
No, you're not. It's all
Full
the.
circle on what though? What were you talking
No,
about?
NASCAR's going to have the first race Wednesday at Darlington, South Carolina. That they're going to reopen it, but it is going to be with no fans because South and North Carolina are not allowing fans in the stands. But they're going to run Wednesday
30 seconds.
and Saturday. This coming Wednesday and Saturday, not tomorrow, I guess. The following Saturday at Darlington, and then they're going to run the following Wednesday from that. The following week, Wednesday and Saturday at Charlotte, North Carolina, and that'll be the first 4 NASCAR races that are slated. So that's the
All right,
first
guys, here we
major
go.
sports entity
BT
that's opening up.
1490am.com and download your free phone app today.
IE Newswire Daily is on the air.
The following is a paid program. Views and claims expressed are those of the program producer and are not endorsed by this station. Opinions expressed are not necessarily those of radio station KMET, its management, employees, or affiliates.
There's that funky slide guitar music that comes in every 5:30. Every day, 5:30, I guess I should do it right. And at KMET, the Mighty Met 1490 on IE Newswire Daily, where we kick off a
Fast
Friday.
Friday.
As we do that. We have no guests on the line, so you can comment in, call in.
Call in. Somebody, I want to talk with somebody other than Roy.
951-242-5397. Or you can just torture Stephanie, and I will talk for another half hour and bring up all the stuff that...
And let's not forget who does all the giveaways and put them together and mail them out. So somebody call in or we won't be having any more.
Sounds like a threat. Kind of like the governor's been doing. Just look at Mark Austin's messages in the Facebook thing and look at the picture of the Red Barn. I think this is... Do some research on this Red Barn. I think it's down in... it's down in... It's down in. I think it's
Did
down
you
in.
read the roof?
Find out. No, search it. Find out where. I think they're down in the lower desert around Palm Springs or something.
Please would be nice.
Please,
and I will
would
get
you-
on it. You got it.
What
What am I looking up?
Find out where this. I think it's down. I think it was
You're
down in Palm Springs.
panicking and you're making me panic.
I'm not panicking.
Yes, you
I'm
are. You're like,
excited. I'm excited because this guy said, "Suck my governor" on that road.
It's a
around-
restaurant, right?
On the, yes, is Save Jogs, Hang McPolitician is what he put on in the Red Barn on that.
Brothers Restaurant at the Red Barn? No. There's no way that's what it is.
No, I think it's the Red Barn. It's on that. Yeah, I heard of this story this morning.
find it
That's
first
why I
when you're
did, and I think it's down in Palm Springs.
Yep, Mark writes in Palm Springs area.
Yes.
In between Palm Springs and Palm Desert. Thank you, Mark.
Yes, in there, and down in the lower desert, in that where you can hear us on the Mighty Met 1490 AM
can.
on that. So yeah, we got to find this guy too, or gal,
Stephanie
or
writes
whoever.
in and wants to know what you have in your coffee cup.
What do I have in my coffee cup?
Oh, gosh.
I have industrial strength black coffee with my favorite
I don't ever drink
seasonings
coffee when I come here.
of cayenne
Ever.
pepper, turmeric, cinnamon, and chocolate, and a whole bunch of other good stuff in there that keeps me on my toes.
There you go, Stephanie. Love the name still, by the way.
Of that.
Can't get over it.
So, yeah,
Nice.
this guy.
Thank you,
is-
Mark, for letting us
This
know.
guy is great, like the Pancake House. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this guy has opened up too. I'm not sure 100%, but I think the Red Barn. See if you can find something on the Red Barn of that. If they're actually opened up for business on that dine-in business. Screw this. That like the original Pancake House down in Norco.
I love Stephanie.
What's so funny?
She said that explains it.
No, we are going to broadcast far and wide all of those who are acting correctly, in my opinion, of this and treating this as we should have from the start. I will remind you. Well, a few of our experts, especially Kelly Victory, which is down I think in the lower desert area, that's where her practice is as a doctor on that. And she's been in the ones we've had Dr. Steve Hotze.
There you go.
There
Thank
you go.
Jesse.
Red Barn. See if you can find something. Is there doing like an article or
pointing at me?
Or article or something on what they've done on that, or like a post or something that somebody's.
Like hey,
I want to see if they're actually open for dine-in, or what they're actually doing, or is he just doing his RT skills on the?
Oh, we got a caller! Thank God.
Yeah, I bet you you're going to be really thankful for the caller.
Bob.
Yes, the caller that calls in. Yes, guess who's going to call it? You asked for it. In the be careful what you ask for scenario of that. I know it. Yes. So if you don't,
we got double Roy.
Yes, if you don't want to, if you don't like hearing side A of the 45 record,
you get side B.
Here's side B of the 45 record. Welcome back to the show, Pop.
Yeah, well, I just thought I'd give you a call. Another guy that raced Indianapolis was Rex Mays, and he was from Riverside. I knew some of the people that went to school with him. One of them was named Ed. We used to have coffee with. They went to school with him. He raced Indianapolis. They did name a race after him at Riverside Raceway for a long time.
Yes, the Rex Mays 150.
Yep.
IndyCar race. I remember the 68 race very well. That was I remember because Bobby Unser had just won the Indianapolis 500 that year in the Rizone car, and he came out. And that was actually, you want to hear a fun story?
You're going to anyway.
Talking about, well, guys, I think he was born in Texarkana, Texas, but he mainly was from Torrance, California. Guy named Parnelli Jones, winner of the Indy 500, and probably arguably one of the top 5 racers of all time ever, and probably the best one that ever came out of California. But he was my big hero because back in the day, that's when Dad was racing, and he was like the big king of that. So that was my guy on that. It happened to be he won in '63 driving for J.C. Agajanian, promoter of Ascot and very famous guy out here too. But he won in '63. So in '67 he came out with the turbine car from Andy Granatelli, the STP. Was leading the race by 3 laps, and it happened to be it rained out that year. That year the original race was rained out. So, and they used to broadcast the Indy 500 on closed circuit TV, and it happened to be at the old Swing Auditorium, which is gone, at the Orange Show Fairgrounds. So, because it was free, Pop said, "Hey, we're going over to watch the Indy 500 on that." So I can't.
Red Barn. Let me see. Red Barn plans to open this Saturday.
Okay, good. So let me finish my story. We'll get to that.
Freaking work.
So we go over there and we're watching it, and he's leading the race by 3 laps with 3 laps to go, and the turbine quits and flames out. I mean, I almost cried. I'm like 6 years old. And Parnelli retired from IndyCar racing that year. So in '68, my new guy in the IndyCar circuit was Bobby Unser, and he won. And then he came out here to California. I got to see him run the same car that he ran at Indy that he won with. So that's why I remember that whole ordeal.
Yeah. The first race was run at Riverside was won by Bobby's brother, Jerry. And Bobby was following him until he ran out of brakes. But I watched that race in 1957 or 58. Yeah, it was 57 or 58, right in there when they were out there driving the Hot Rod Magazine cars. Was sponsor on the cars. Yeah, that was quite a race. But Bobby could beat him, but Jerry, he ran out of brakes, so Jerry won it.
Kind of the same thing. And, and kind of like what we were talking about, why can't we get... That's what we're all looking for. We're all looking to get back to those days that we knew prior to a couple months ago when, before all this stupid started on all this. And maybe you could clue Manny Perez. You probably heard the first part of the show, and maybe next week. I didn't have time to cut the clip of it, but we'll get it out there. Manny Perez seemed to think that I was confused of my understanding at the Board of Supervisors and how this is understanding, mind you, after the gazillion hours of videotapes, information, speaking at both meetings of that. Maybe you could clue him in, since you've probably got the most history, you and Mom, of how I've dealt with things of that. And I've invited Manny Perez into the show to call in, or he has his. We'll debate this till the cow comes home. But tell him how it usually works out when you try and tell Roy Arthur Bleckert III that he is confused or doesn't know what he's
Yeah,
talking
they
about.
better be listening. It's fun to watch. Like I said, your whatever cook, your teacher, he said I couldn't keep up with him. He said he would start teaching the kids before I could teach them. He was quite a character. Did you know?
Yeah, that was Chuck Orr, my fifth grade teacher at Midland School.
Yeah, Chuck. He used to say, "Yep, you had to try and tell everybody how it was done." What was that? What grade was that?
That was fifth grade. Fifth
grade. Yeah, I know.
And I think that was his first. I think he had started the year before as like he took over for somebody that retired or something in the middle of the year. I think that was his first. I think that was his first full. If I remember correctly, that was his first full year of teaching. Of that was he had just. That was like one of his first jobs out of the deal, and he had the honor and privilege of having me in his first full class.
Yeah. Larry Kiesling was there. I know you didn't get to.
Yeah, that was sixth. He was teaching sixth grade.
Right. Yeah, you didn't get him.
Yeah,
but
I didn't get Kiesling.
I went through. He got through high school and everything, junior high school and everything. Yeah, Larry Kiesling. He was another local kid that made it to the school, being a school teacher. One of the first ones I think I can know of. So there's a lot of history in town, but there's a lot of people. But we was too small a town; nobody knows anybody. Now nobody knows anybody.
No, everybody knew everybody back then. Nobody knew when we were 10,000. Everybody knew everybody. When we were 200,000, nobody knows anybody.
Yeah, when we had a telephone when I was in junior, all the way almost up to high school. We didn't even have a dial on the telephone. You had to talk to the operator so she could plug you in to whoever you wanted to talk to. That's how old we were
Overland
out here.
B49 or whatever it was.
Yeah. I remember our last number we had was 7556. That was our number.
Yeah, Overland 7756 or whatever.
No, Overland was Riverside. We were just they didn't even call it Marino or anything. They just kind of the hillbillies out here, I guess is what you would say. But basically, all the mail and everything for Edgemont and everything went to March Air Force Base and then got delivered to Edgemont on corners. It's kind of how it was back when I was a kid. It changed a lot from dirt roads to what it is now. But Edgemont ain't changed. Actually, there's less houses there now than there when I was delivering papers.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to count them new apartments. I mean, those new apartments they built last year was really the first major construction in probably 30 or 40 years or new construction in the original town of Edgemont.
Yep. I know that land sat there for years and years. Yep, that's what happened. Well, hey, one thing about it, Edgemont still looks the same as it did when I was in grade school. So it changed no different.
There you go. Thanks for calling in. We got to get some other ones in.
You bet.
But thanks for calling in.
Bye, Pop.
No, it's
Stephanie writes in, the original Pancake House in Norco has been open.
Yes, that's where we put the email up there. Yes, Hamner and 2nd Street, original Pancake House in that. They opened yesterday, put an email out, and said, we're open for business. We're going to go doing dine-in of that. They're doing the social distancing and gloves masks or whatever. And and again, what are you going to do? Eat with a mask on? Again, I think it should be up to the choice of the business. It should be up to the choice of the consumers of that. And so you said Red Barn's opening tomorrow?
Yes, and Mark also sent in a video to your messenger, and he put the link in the comments if you guys want to go to it yourself and run it. Maybe we can post it later on our
about
Facebook
the Red
page.
Barn.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
They're gonna be opening on Saturday. It seems like
they're going to be opening dine-in the whole enchilada.
It seems like it.
Okay.
So go click on the link if you want to find out more information now. If not, we'll post it to the Facebook
right,
page
we'll
later.
do that.
Susan, go ahead and try again. I think maybe because his dad was on the phone, you weren't able to get through.
Try, yeah. See if you can dial in, Susan.
The number is 951-242.
5397.
Boom. No.
On that. Yes, I hope there's more Red Barns, and I think there is ever increasingly going to be more Red Barns, original Pancake House, and everything else coming on the line of that, because it's getting ridiculous. I mean, to tap dance and pussyfoot around this stuff is not doing us any good. Like Manny Perez said about the poverty, you're the one that's causing it with all your actions on that. So to get the other side of the family tree going on here, I think we
You
have
have Susan from Herpa Valley.
Wow. Go ahead, Susan.
That's our
yes,
intro.
you're on.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Wow.
Did I win anything?
You won an awesome daughter.
Not from the show officially, because that would get us in trouble with
yeah.
a lot of government
Lawsuit.
agencies.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I really don't need anything. I just called in to say that, back to coronavirus. I've said it before in words, but now I'm saying it in different words that are on the phone and not like in typing words. So you can see that I'm old and confused, and I'm willing to go out there in the public, and I really wish they'd open things up. And if I feel threatened or scared, then I either stay home or I wear a mask. You know, it's kind of simple, and they're just ruining everything. And somebody put down that now that Kamala Harris is saying November, that's really going to destroy California.
Precisely. I mean, what is it what these guys don't understand about this stuff? It's driving me incredulous. And I want to thank you for posting that video of Dr. Jeff Barkley on there.
Yeah,
I got to meet him. I actually met him on the Tuesday before at the rally and stuff. And it's just, we're going to get, hopefully, we'll have him on the show next week, but are just, we just haven't been able to coordinate schedules. But we are definitely going to add Dr. Jeffrey Barkey to our list of experts that we're going to draw on, because he was awesome in his speech down there a couple of Tuesdays ago at Riverside County Board of Supervisors.
And
and people were giving him death threats to him and his family.
Really?
What the hell's going on with California people, you know?
We're all losing the focus because we're all locked up.
So you threaten them? That's awful.
Well, it is. When you take people's freedoms away,
Yeah.
this is what you're going to get. People are not going to stand for it. People would have said, they said the incubation period was 2 weeks and all this and stuff. If they would have put the emergency order, and I probably wouldn't have done it, but I probably would have said, okay, couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks till we figure this stuff out, and then we're going to do that. That would have been a reasonable
Very understandable.
response.
Yeah, it would be.
But to go on 6, 8, 10 weeks or whatever, the first emergency order was signed by Gavin Newsom on March 4th, and then he put the stay-at-home order on March 19th. Whichever way you want to figure it, we're like getting to 6, 8, 10 weeks of this, and really no let up in sight.
No. And they want to cut the fire department by 10% their payroll. That's not going to be good.
No.
They're going to start making all these cuts, and now we're really going to be screwed.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's all I have to say. I don't have any memory lane thing for Stephanie because she'd be all pissed, and she'd never talk to me. So, I don't even want to go down that road.
I love these Stephanie stories from Susie of Harupa Valley.
Oh,
They're quite compelling and entertaining.
They are. They're kind of scary sometimes, but hey, I lived through it. So
imagine how much stuff you don't know that I did.
Yeah, well, let's go through Stephanie's stories.
No, it's not. But you know what? I want to share. I had stole a post off your page earlier today before we went on the thingy, and I sent it to my amazing producer over there. If he'll flash it up on the screen, because I thought it was hilarious about the murder hornets.
Oh, it was funny, huh?
Yeah. Police have been contacted in response to the murder hornets. They are using the SWAT team to set up a sting operation. Oh, that's great. I love it.
Yeah,
that's a pretty camp way of putting that all together on the killer hornets that are not really killer hornets that you really don't have to worry about, because the praying mantises will kill the killer hornets.
But I heard that's not really true.
Then we have the killer moths, I heard, and now we have all these pincher bugs everywhere. You pick up a pot outside,
oh yeah,
you
they're
got
going
9,000 of them running.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on with them, but apparently the coronavirus is not bothering them.
Yeah,
so they're probably spreading it.
Maybe we should eat maybe the antidote or the vaccine to this is we'll eat pincher bugs.
Oh, that sounds Go ahead, Roy. Let me know how it goes for you.
Have the video queued up on the schools.
I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm going to let you guys go so you can get back to your show.
All right, bye, Susan from Herba Valley. Thank you for calling in and not embarrassing me.
You're welcome. Bye-bye now.
Yeah. Made out that one alive. Thank God.
Cue up the video, the one on the schools from Channel 7
Are you going to make it all dark and depressing? We just had a funny little haha moment.
of that. You got it? Yep. This is what you got to look forward to.
No, I don't want to look. Stop.
This is the
with the reality crap.
Superintendent of
Being
Public
naive is the way to go.
Instruction of that had this little edict that he pulled out yesterday. As we get this one on ABC 7 about this is what you got to look forward to upcoming this school year and probably into the future. Go.
And even when they do reopen, classes will be very different, with students and teachers wearing masks and possibly having staggered shifts for classes.
Students may come in a morning shift, and then another group of students may come in an afternoon shift. That may be a way to accommodate the need to have much smaller class sizes so that school campuses can reopen with social distancing provisions in place.
Stop
and there
right
is concern about learning gaps as students try to...
Stop right there.
I'm not listening.
So who, I think...
Shut up, Roy.
Some yahoo that spouts off on the radio and
Some
stuff.
freaking hillbilly.
Said they're going to be going to half-day school years. They're going to be...
Man, that felt
they're
good.
going to be... Now, that's one of the two. LA telegraphed this out a little about last week. Superintendents, this is the one that's been floated at the San Bernardino Unified School District. A through M last names are going to go Monday, Wednesday, and every other Friday, and M through Z students are going to go Tuesday through Thursday and every other Friday. So no matter how you cut it, and they're going to go with the distance learning and this and the da 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 da. As I said when this thing started, I said, look, they're already cooking the plans to reduce your schools as you knew them prior up to this date, or you are never going to see them again. And it is coming true. The California State University system just yesterday issued an edict we're canceling in classes through the fall. That means into 2021. Canceling in school.
What?
In-school classes at our California State universities are now canceled through the first semester, which gets you into 2021. So, of all this stuff, and this is what I said, because this was another question that I had, and Karen Spiegel addressed it a little bit, but in my further deal, because like at the county where they have the lockdown, the issue, they never did remove the part where the health official, Kaiser, locked down, or, closed the schools till June or July 19th or whatever it was. And Jeff, you had made the point, well, we shouldn't deal with that because the schools should do it. Well, then rescind the damn order, because let's say a school district wanted to open up in Riverside County, they can't because of this. If you want to put it in the hands of the school, and it should be. If, let's say, Temecula wants to open up the schools, fine. Let them make that decision. If Moreno Valley wants to lock down or not doing, and we can have that debate of that.
Oh, we will be debating.
And that's what they're doing. They're supporting this. Look at their meetings. They're supporting the lockdown. They're not talking about opening up the schools of that. So,
but they should right
even
now.
if they did, and that's why I say let the school districts have that, so we can go down to our local school boards and make our voice heard. Because now they can say, well, what can we do? We're in a state of lockdown. We cannot open them for that, and we, but remove that restriction, and then let's.
But
put
you know
it
what? In a
our
sense, though, when this all kind of began, I was really worried about. I'm going to do this other thing that just hit the U.S. soon too, Jess, because that's like awesome. But I was nervous about my kids not learning and being like up to date with everything, because I'm not a teacher, and I mean half the stuff they teach kids nowadays is like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm Googling it. Don't tell my kids that, though, because I don't want them to think I'm stupid. Anyways, but maybe homeschooling won't be that bad. I mean, how much do you take out of the real world that you learn in school? I mean, really, it's not a whole lot. I'm not saying that schooling's not important at all. But there's a lot of other things that my kids are learning being at home with me that they're not going to learn at school. So it kind of is like a win-win. But they need to open up schools, because I'm losing my damn mind. And for all those parents that have to go to work.
Again, yes.
And again, I'm not a teacher. So, I mean, the half-day thing's pretty cool. I dig it. But for the parents that have full-time jobs, I mean, how are they going to be able to survive? That's crazy.
And
Common Core? Yeah, what the hell is that? That's what I'm talking about. See, Theo gets it.
Over the past years, there's been one person that's
shut
walked up
up!
to the school board
Shut
meeting
up! It's always you!
and said, you ought to start looking at doing the homeschooling, remote schooling,
No.
and we could double our capacity on the schools, and we could save money and bail us out of this deep financial hole you've gotten us into. Well, if there's probably one good thing that's going to come out of this coronavirus is that prediction and that recommendation that they did not take to heart is probably going to hit them in the square in the head, and it will come to fruition quicker than you think, which goes to show you when necessity breeds invention, and when something happens, you can get it done fast.
And like Mark writes in, kids learn from kids more than anything. Every age of growing, they really need each other. That is a great point. So I think they need a half day and homeschool if that's what needs to be done. I mean, I can dig it. I can be for it. This just in, a new thing that hit the U.S., aside from COVID-19 and murder hornets and this moth thing, now there's this new thing going around. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of it. Flame-throwing squirrels have reached the U.S. Oh, my God. Everybody needs to go out and get one. That is amazing. I love it. That is freaking adorable. That is the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's a cool toy.
That brings so much damn joy to my life.
Yes.
Even though it's a squirrel fire that'll burn me to death.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's kind of worth it.
Whoever thought of that one, who came up with that idea, was flat on the ball on that one.
Yeah, that was amazing. I totally dig it. And Mark writes in, what about school sports? We do need to bring those back.
We should be having
I mean,
them.
I like the city doing it, but sometimes that's like, let's have the school do it. Let's do like a little baseball team. They do arts, though. They're bringing that back. Well, they were. Now everything's shut down. We could do it via Zoom and like sing to each other.
Oh, no.
You were saying get the marshmallows out. That's a great idea. Everybody go find your flame
throwing squirrel.
Oh, that's hard to say that 3 times fast. I can't.
Say that 3 times fast.
I can't.
Wow.
Flame throwing squirrel, flame throwing squirrel, flame throwing squirrel. I did it! Yes! It's going to be a great night. I know it. Anyway, so let's stop eating. Food all over you.
That's it for this week. We'll be back on Monday. And as we usually say, we're gone.